most broiler farmers te- why do most broiler farmers spend a lot of weeks taking care of their birds only to make very little money in the end? It's not bad luck. It's the middleman problem. You do all the work, and at the end of the day, someone else comes and dictates how much your birds are worth. Well, welcome to today's live, and if you're joining in for the first time, I'll use a few minutes to discuss what the real problem is when it comes to profiting from the broilers, and then I'll use the remaining 15 minutes for interactions. So, most broiler farmers actually do not profit so much, or they do not make much of their sales, and the problem is actually the middleman. This middleman doesn't care about your business. This middleman doesn't care about your flock. All they care about is to make sure they make more profits off your flock, the one you have raised, the one you have taken care of diligently from day one until the 4th or the 6th week. Their aim is to make much more profits than the ones you are making. First of all, they pay very little, and they rush you into sales. They create this situation that will make you cornered, and you feel like, if I do not sell my birds to this person, I will not make any more sales. This is how bad they make the situation look like. I'll give you an example. You all aware, or if you're not aware, I started my poultry farming journey with broilers. So the first time I experienced this, the first cycle I did, when you're raising broilers, you have a target of maybe raising them from day one up to, let's say, the 4th week or the 6th week, and you have a target weight. For example, if you're raising them from day one until 4 weeks, your target weight is usually between 1.5 to 1.8 or to 2 kilograms, live weight. And then when you extend to 6th week, it means your target weight is usually 2.8 kilograms. So when I raised my birds and I had reached at the 4th week, and I didn't want to incur in more expenses in raising these birds, I started looking for the buyers. Luckily, where I am, it's near the abattoir. So these guys came, and they made it look, this is what they do. They will come to your farm. If you allow them entry, they'll be like, oh, your birds are too small, they're not of the good weight, they don't have a heavy chest. So those are the terms they start using so that they can find a way of giving you a very small price. And then they'll be, oh, if you don't want, we will go. And remember, they know that you're desperate, you want to make sales, you are in a rush. Actually, they are going to put a lot of pressure on you, and before you know it, you are selling your birds to these guys at a very, very miserable price, which at the end of the day, you make a very small profit of that batch. But what if I told you there is something else you can actually do that will actually change your broiler farming game? And that is processing and packaging. A processed chicken, a processed and packaged, well-packed chicken, frozen, packed, and it will cost double the price of the ones you have sold live weight. Let me explain to you how this works. I've ever visited a farm. I don't know, I've featured it even on my channel. It's called Good Leisure Farm. These people, of course, the farm is huge, so they discovered the secret. They do processing. They process their own chicken. And how do they do that? They have this unit. They have a slaughterhouse. Everything is well organized. It's clean and all that. So they process their chicken. First of all, they have a variety of customers. Some want just one part of the chicken, maybe, let's say, the legs, the breast, or what. So every part, they can choose to sell it differently. Even the internal organs, there are people who are interested in those. There are these single people who are living single in their homes. They will not consume the whole chicken. So you have that target customers as well. So what they do is they dress their chickens depending on the customer's needs. But what they have first done is to make sure they have a cooling area, because this chicken is so delicate. Once you slaughter it, you actually have to have a cooler somewhere where you're going to keep it when it's frozen and it's still fresh. And that's what you need to invest in as someone who is doing broiler chickens and you want to profit from it. Now, when you're a small farmer, you may think this is not a better method or strategy for you. But trust me, even a small cooler like this, it will change the whole system. It will be a game changer for you if you're doing poultry farming. Now, I've seen some of these shops around. If you're in Kampala, you've seen these chicken shops around. Someone has their cooler in a certain shop, and they have all the parts of the chicken, anything you want about the chicken, the gizzard, the liver, the breast, the drumstick, everything is packed there separately. They can also weigh for you if you want a half kilo, if you want a quarter kilo, if you want a kilo, they can sell it to you. And you know what's sad? It's not the farmers who are owning these shops, it's actually the other people. I mentioned to you that I'm next to an abattoir. When I interacted with these ladies who sell chicken in the abattoir, these are ladies who come to the farm, to your farm, and buy from you, and they dress this chicken. When they're coming to you, they will buy maybe at the same price. They will give you a uniform price. When they go there and they have dressed their chicken properly and they have packed it properly, they will sell it differently. They will not, they say, oh, this is a smaller one, so we are selling it at, let's say, 15,000. This one is big, we are selling it at 18,000. This one is like this. So they are selling, each piece is being sold at a different price. When they came to your farm, they gave you a uniform price. You see how funny that is? So the real game changer here is investing in processing and packaging your chicken. Trust me, give it a try and you see how much magic this actually does. Now, why invest in processing and packaging? First of all, it's going to give you the flexibility. It's going to give you this flexibility of selling at your own pace. There's a difference between you selling something at your own pace, no rush, no nothing, and you are dictating your own price. If someone wants to buy, let them buy. If they do not want, that's their problem. But eventually someone will come back and buy. Other than you struggling with selling these live chickens that that have time limit on your farm, invest in processing and packaging. There is this flexibility. You've dressed your chicken properly, you keep it in a freezer when it's frozen and fresh, so that you can now start looking for your customers at your own pace. The other reason why you should invest in processing and packaging of these chickens is that there is much more value. The price is going to double. Let me give you an example. We have another trend of selling broiler chickens here in Uganda. If you raise your birds, let's say from day one up the 6th week, you have the choice of selling this chicken when it's fully dressed. It will make 2 kilograms. If you raise it to the 6th week, it means it will be around 3 kgs or 2.8 kgs. So when you dress it, you'll be left with 2 kgs. Now, this is what these middlemen that come to buy from your farm, this is what they do. They come buy from you, and then they go back and they put the butcheries. They slaughter these chickens and they hang them on the butcheries. You go buy. How much do you think a kilo is? A kilo is at 12,000. And remember, these chickens, you have raised them, let's say, up to 2.8, and when you dress them, you'll be left with 2 kilograms. So that means this person is actually making 24,000 off one single bird. And how much did they give you when they came to your farm? You have the answer. So it means if you are processing and packaging your chicken, you have the flexibility of selling your birds much more than when you sell them when they are live. The other thing is actually, if you are selling these chickens, when you have processed and packaged them, you can actually add more value onto them. For example, these days women are so busy, and women are the one who plan meals at home. So it's very difficult for a woman to leave their work and then come back home, and then they start dressing, slaughtering, dressing the chicken. That's too much work. So these days people love convenience. They love convenience, clean and dressed chicken, even sometimes marinated chicken. Someone just comes, they buy from you, and they just take to their oven to bake, and they will eat. People need clean, that kind of convenience. This is what people are looking for, and you can tap into that opportunity and you make your sales. So marinated chicken is also another game changer into the packaging and processing market of these broiler chickens. So a chicken that you would have sold actually, let's say at 11,000, you're going to end up selling it at, let's say, 20,000. You may think I'm exaggerating, but I'm not. If you have, I don't know, if you're around Uganda and you walk into those supermarkets, you understand what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that you, who is a small farmer, you can also go make a deal with the guys of the supermarket or big hotels. Of course, you may not be able to satisfy their market. However, this market is so huge. We have homes, like I mentioned, people want to eat chicken. These days, chicken is the cheapest source of protein. And the fact that you can even have a piece, you can have a kilo or a half kilo, that even makes more sense. So there are homes, there are small restaurants that want this chicken. So look into it, give it a chance. Give it a chance instead of you selling. And the problem with involving middlemen into your business is that you are not going to grow. They will not give you the chance to explore the market and see what else is happening. There is a way they block your eyes, and they make you think they're the only people who understand this business. So they will close your eyes and your understanding, and you get lazy. So you'll be like, oh, I have my person there, they'll come and take all these chickens at once. No, they're just blinding you, and they're just making you lazy, stopping you from making market research and explore more opportunities about how you can make more money from these broilers. I've seen from these movements I make every day, big companies, those big farms, actually they have invested into processing and packaging of their chickens. Okay, they may not actually pack, but most of them, what they're doing, they slaughter and they sell dressed chickens, slaughtered chickens, the ones they have slaughtered properly. Thing about live chickens is that these guys are going to take everything, including the internal organs, But if you've dressed your chicken properly on your farm and you sell in kilograms, that's also something different. It's also another game changer. So this is what most big farms are doing. Those ones who are profiting more in the broiler farming, they are actually opting not to sell their birds at live weight. They are selling them at a dressed weight because there is that flexibility. You own your product. Imagine you have raised your birds for weeks, and then someone comes and dictates. They all tell you that if you do not sell them, actually they know that you want to sell these birds and get them off the farm. They know that. They are well aware. And the moment you put up the farm, it's the middleman who is going to know first. They will be the first people to know that, oh, Fridaus has put up a broiler farm, so within a few weeks, she will need buyers, and they will come to you. They'll come to you and they will dictate the price. They will not even give you, you will not even think that, okay, maybe I can actually sell this bird at a much more price. They don't give you that chance. They make it seem like if you do not sell to them, nothing else. Okay, so my point is, stop letting other people dictate how much your flock is worthy. Explore the process and packaging market. It's open and it's waiting for you to make more profits off your farm so that you can grow. All right, I will take this opportunity to welcome Ochen Junior. Thank you for tuning in, and make sure you have liked the video and give us your opinion. What do you think about today's topic, the one I've presented? If you have missed, you can always go back and rewatch the video. Praise Patience. Hi, thank you for tuning in. Hi, sweetie. Thank you for tuning in tonight. My number is there. You can leave your questions, your comments, so that we can interact. I usually use the 15 minutes to give my opinion about the topic I have decided to talk about. And then the next 15 minutes are ours to interact, find out what's happening. Ivan in Subuga, hi Fridaus. Why are most farmers, those in layers, running out of business? Now, maybe that's the topic. That's a topic I can explore more. Yeah, but mostly some people, they're not doing poultry business on a serious note. They have not made the calculations. They have not done the planning. And when things get tough, especially with the feeds, they have nothing else to do but close the farms because they have not done their calculations properly. Usually the feeds are the ones that are making people run out of poultry farming, especially with the layers, because for them they stay longer on the farm. But I think I should do my investigations into that topic. Then I'll come back and we talk about it in our subsequent lives and videos, right? We are many on the on this live today, but very few have actually liked the video. Why? And say something about what I have presented. Okay? Okay. All right. You guys are so quiet. What's happening? What's happening? Okay. So if that's it for tonight, I think I am going to wish you a good night, right? If there is no more questions. All right. Okay. Adeka said hi. Namakata Mixed Farms. Hi, sweetie. Welcome to the live today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hamza, here you are again. Looks like you are becoming more regular on the channel. I appreciate that. Yes, they should like. Please like the video. Adekas, hi Fridaus, please can you talk about marketing on broiler chickens? I think that's what I have been addressing in the video. After the live ends, you can always go back and rewatch this video. Marketing broilers is the easiest thing you can ever think about. Actually, it's not something you should worry about. However, today we have kind of expanded it to something. If you're starting broiler farming, also think of investing in processing and packaging. You can start with a small freezer and then add on other packaging and processing materials. But it's the way to go. Processing is the way to go, just like I have addressed it in my presentation. Badru, you were here yesterday as well. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum, sis. How reliable is electricity in Uganda? Depending on where you are. depending on where you are. But if your farm is a bit off grid, there is solar power. You can invest into solar, you know. So reliable, I can't say how reliable. I will rate it at, let's say, 70%. It's reliable. But if you are doing your farm at an extensive, you know, where or at a large scale, I would rather you invest in a solar or generator. Actually, generator is more reliable, because solar, it might also rain and it will run out. So generator, solar and electricity, you be good to go. So that's something also, that's something you can also, you know, work around with. It shouldn't worry you and it shouldn't stop you from starting. Ivan again, don't you think poultry farmers should come up with cooperatives to stop middlemen from cheating them? Of course, that's a brilliant idea, and I think some are there. But okay, I'll say this: farmers, when they come together, I don't know what they be talking about, but most of them come together to get loans and credit, you know, credit services. But this is also something good, and some people actually doing it. I mentioned to you that I visited Good Leisure Farm. That video is on the channel. What they do is that they have created a chicken linkage, chicken value linkage, to the extent that there are those who are brooding. If someone is brooding, someone else is getting these chickens that are brooded, and then they are raising them. Then this one who is raising them, there's someone who is going to, you know, slaughter them, and then there's someone who is going to roast them maybe on the road, you know. So they have created this chicken linkage, and it's really very well. It's very helpful. It's very helpful, just that it's a bit closed, eh? So in future, I would really love to encourage other farmers to do the same thing. If you have this kind of cooperative, it becomes so easy to sell your products. It becomes so easy to sell your products. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. They should be thinking of that. But the middlemen again, you realize that you form a cooperative, and within that cooperative, there are still middlemen. That's where the problem comes from. But it's really a serious point. These guys, they come on the farm. I told you about my first experience. I felt like crying. They cheated me, and at the end of the day, when I went to do a market survey, I was very disappointed. So yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Coming together is the way. Mugera Henry, thank you for tuning in. I think this is your first time to attend our live. I have previously seen good layers on market. Okay, could you tell us more about them? Tell us more about them. What are those, and why do you say they are good layers? Because I assume most of the layers on market are good. So you tell us. Adegas, please check my question. What did you ask, sweetie? Let me see. Oh, I addressed this question actually. Maybe you didn't. In this very video, I have addressed it. But also on my videos, I have talked about broiler marketing. It's the easiest thing. You can, after, when this live ends, you can go back and watch this live. Invest in processing and packaging your chickens. Decide that you can add value on them. Then you make more profit than selling when they are live. Okay? Marketing, I don't know. It's two types. You can sell live birds, or you can sell dressed chickens, and that's what I have been discussing in our video tonight. Kindly go back and watch so that we can all be at par. Dan Scott, hello, hi, welcome to today's live. I think this is your first time. Thank you. Henry, but I hear feeds are slightly cheap. Feeds for broilers? Let no one lie to you that feeds are cheap. It's just that broilers, it's easy to calculate. You by the before you even, you know, stock your birds, you know how much they'll eat. You know the amount of feeds they'll eat from day one up the 4th week. Why it becomes cheaper? It's because you're going to be with your birds for a very short time. That's why they are cheaper. They seem to be cheaper, but nothing nothing about the feeds is actually cheap. Let no one lie to you. Let no one lie to you. Just do your proper checkup, background check, and plan properly for your feeds. Let no one lie to you. If they are telling you that, they're most likely misleading you, and they will make you buy things that are not right for your birds, that are not quality, especially if you're dealing with broilers. Since we are with them for a very short time, feed them on quality feeds, calculate, see the profit margin, and then you can stock. All right. Patience price, which is more profitable, layers and broilers? They are both profitable, I would say that, but the other one is profitable in the short run, that's broilers, and in the long run, in its layers. Why do I say that? It's easy to break even with broilers. Within the first 2 cycles, you have already recouped your investment. But for layers, they give you time to plan. They give you time to prepare your farm. You know, they are laying, so they give you this gap of how you can organize your farm and see how you're going to, manage the next cycle. You're going to get your money from layers after, let's say, a year. You'll be able to break even after a year when it comes to layers. And of course, you break even by selling eggs, but also after 2 years, you'll be selling off the off layers. So in that way, you'll be making money as well. So they're both profitable, but when you have done your calculations very, very, very well, and making sure that everything you get from whatever sales you have made, you reinvest. Sorry, that's how it's going to be profitable. Both ventures are profitable, but it depends on you. Okay, Adikas, thank you very much. You're welcome, dear, and thank you for tuning in as well. Hamza, but broilers are too much on Kampala roads. Hey, better trailers. Well, I think that's something we can smile about, we as farmers. If there are very many on the streets, that means there is a lot of demand. Everyone is eating chicken every day, let me tell you. Everyone at least is eating chicken in a certain form, either an egg or a roasted one or a fried one or the one in pizza, So it has to be very many on the street because there is a lot of demand and everyone is eating chicken. So trailers, of course, trailers, I don't know, it's the same thing, because you still have to sell them. Even when some people say that trailers, you sell them at a higher price, but by the time you sell your trailers, let's say, I'm not downplaying or saying that, because this is a conversation I don't want to have, because if you're doing trailers, broilers, layers, all ventures are profitable. It depends on how you're going to play your cards, and there is market for each breed of chickens. That I assure you. So I don't want us to have this kind of conversations. It's about chicken farming. It's about strategy. That's something I have realized. And you can either make a loss or you can make profits. You can succeed or fail depending on how what's the word I want to say? Depending on how planful and calculative you are when it comes to poultry farming. And sometimes it takes some time for you to learn these tricks. You can never tell someone who is profiting from broilers that broilers are better, and you can't convince someone who is doing broilers that broilers are better. You can't. So it depends on what works for you. Okay. Can you please break it down on what a farm may look like? Because I have realized people are using the word in a wrong way. Can you please break it down on what a farm may look like? Because I have realized people are using the word in the wrong way. Wow, I think she just given me an idea of our next discussion, maybe tomorrow. We'll discuss that and see, right? What do you think, Namakata Mixed Farms? I think I'll just have to sit down and paint a better picture of what a farm may look like. Keith, thank you for coming in. You were here yesterday as well. Wa alaikum salam. Adeka is watching from Nigeria. Hey, though this is my first time to join your live, unfortunately I'm also late and I'm a subscriber too. I love your content and I've gained a lot from your videos. Thanks and salam. Oh, that's good to know, and thank you so much for tuning in. These live sessions, they are going to be there for some time if all goes well and with your support and morale, because I can't continue with the lives where you people are not showing up. So tell others that Fridaus is always live, starting from 9 to 9:30, or we can even extend it to 10. I can't go beyond 10. So thank you so much. Please mobilize other people, but also like this video. We are very many, but there are few likes on the video. You have to motivate me to do more of these interactions, because I love interacting with you as well. Ivan, the problem I see with Ugandan poultry farmers, especially those in layers, are competing with each other other than coming up with solutions to set a market price for their products. I'm telling you that you might be actually very true, very right. But also, I think it's because there is no organized way. This is a free entry venture. There are no restrictions, and it's very difficult to come together. You find that maybe people who are doing feeds, they may come together, but I know the market is huge, so everyone is pricing and, according to where they are. I don't think this would be very good, but it's almost impossible to achieve, because this market, every day someone is opening up a layers farm, a broilers farm. So it's very difficult to dictate to come together, and some are actually exporting their products abroad, so it's a bit tricky. More hi, more Said. Sorry, Mo, you always here early. What happened today? You always the first one to tune in. What happened today? Anyway, tips to save on the feed cost other than growing your own feed and stocking when the prices fluctuate. Well, unfortunately, there are no tips other than those ones you have mentioned. Maybe even management. You need to manage your feeds properly. That's why most people are opting for cages, because cages, there is a way they optimize on, they are efficient when it comes to feeds. So you want to invest in feeders that won't waste the feeds, and they'll make sure the birds are eating everything very well instead of wasting. Mgera Henry, thanks Nyabo. Kale Sebo, thank you for tuning in. Hamza, what time do you come on live? Usually, okay, like the constant time, it's 9. I'll be going live 9. Exactly 9. You should be waiting at least. Okay, Mark, thank you for your tips you are giving us. I'm watching from Zimbabwe, Harare capital. I am Maweni. Hey, much love from Uganda. How is Zimbabwe? I see you people are doing a lot of work when it comes to farming, poultry farming. I love your road runners. I love those chickens from Zimbabwe. They are very amazing. Hamza, buying eggs and young chicks, which is better? Talk about it. I think, you guys are giving me many ideas about my next videos. So I'll be addressing some of the things, chicks and buying chicks and young, buying eggs. These are all profitable ventures, but I'll have to talk about them in my, I don't want to talk about something that I have not fully prepared and made research about. But I'll address most of these topics one by one in our next live. So keep bringing in the questions. They may just be the next video we will talk about. Okay. Kindly support my work. support my work by liking my videos, subscribing to the channel. If you haven't liked the video, just double tap on the screen quickly before we end this live. But also you can support my work. I have attached my number, my mobile money number. It's there. You can support, but you can also be part of this amazing community by joining membership. You can be a member on this channel. There's some content I'll be uploading and it will only be members to access that content. And guess which content? The one about my poultry farming journey, you know. So join the membership and become a member of this wonderful community so that we can enjoy farming together. Hamza, let's free. This name is very difficult. How do you pronounce it? Frinkelax. That's quite difficult. Hey Fridaus, this is Mercy Farms from Ghana. Hi. How is Mercy Farms doing? It must be doing very well. What do you do? What do you farm? Ivan, would you advise a beginner in poultry business to invest in selling poultry feeds based on Ugandan market? Yes, I would advise, but before you venture in, you must be very, 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 very organized, and you have done your thorough research. Feeds are very profitable, and I've seen most people that are doing feeds, they have a certain, let's say, concentrate they're selling, or they have come up with, they pattern, they become agents of a particular company that is selling feeds, and then, you know, feeds is also a huge venture in poultry farming, and some say it's even more profitable than those ones who are actually raising the chickens. So, but you need to do your thorough study before you invest in it. Top poultry farm, local and broiler, which one is the best breed for a beginner? Like I mentioned earlier, these ventures, whether you're starting with local or broiler, the trick is the same. First, strategize. First, strategize and learn how you're going to profit from this business. They're both okay. They're both okay, but first, strategize. First, strategize. Right now, if someone asked me, I would really say maybe broilers. Like according to me, if you asked me if I had money right now, if someone came, I'll be like, Fridaus, what do you want to invest in? The money is here. I think I would go for broilers. Yes. But local ones, they're also great breeds. I would also do them. But for a beginner, it's broilers, I think, are easy. But someone who does local, you've seen them on the channel, they swear by them. They're very profitable and they're easy. So just be diligent about the marketing, okay? Everything is good, is okay for someone to start with. Abu Muhammad, could you tell us the price of eggs at the farm and the store shop? This is tricky, especially in Uganda. It depends on how you want to price your eggs as well. For example, at the farm, some people sell at 10,000 a tray of 30 eggs. Remember, there are countries that do not sell eggs in 30. They sell them in dozens. So depending on where you are, but sometimes on the farm, 30 eggs are sold at 10,000, 11,000, depending on where you are. If your farm is in the city like mine, you can actually sell it even higher. And then those guys, those middlemen we are talking about who have stores, they even price them more. They can actually go beyond 10,000, maybe 11,000, 12,000, like that. So, depending on where you are. Hamza, Ghana, they like fishing farms. Really? Okay, that's actually interesting. But I've seen Ghanaian farmers. She has fished so many farmers from Ghana. But if you said I like fish farming, then that's interesting, right? Farm voice. Oh, your first time here. I love the name of Your name, Farm Voice. The reality is people are not ready and prepared to lose money before they make money. Wow, that's quite interesting. That's very deep. Yes. But how can you how can you make money without losing? Anyway, Farm Voice goes again. Just be prepared to make mistakes and make some losses. After your experiences and lessons learned, it's only up from there. You are very right. You are very right. Most of these farmers I interact with, they will tell you the struggles they have gone through, maybe off camera, because you all don't want failure stories. You all want success stories to be motivated. But behind the scenes, people are failing, people are making losses. But once they have mastered, good thing about poultry farming is once you make a mistake, you can never repeat it. You know where it was, but usually the mistake comes with record keeping and making sure you have, you have you mastered the game, especially when it comes to marketing and how you are handling those profits that are coming along. Ayinde Abubakar. Ayende Abubakar. Hello from Burkina Faso. Wow, Burkina Faso. Welcome to today's live. Though you came in late, you can always go back and watch this video. But I thank you so much for tuning in. Better late than never. That's very, very impressive. We are very many here, but I've realized you have not liked my videos, guys. Don't be mean with your likes. This video has to be watched by other farmers, and if you do not like it, it's going to get stuck. So for it to reach other farmers out there, so that we don't keep repeating ourselves, just tap on it, double tap on the screen, and it will be liked. All right, I think that's it for tonight. I've had a lot of wonderful discussion with you people, and with that, I'll see you in the next live, probably tomorrow, if God wishes. All right, from wherever you are, have an amazing time. Bye-bye.